Hey everyone, hope you're all doing great today. We've got a jam-packed update starting off with something you likely haven't seen. Before the fan media conference featuring Celtics' brand new signing, Ross Doohan, he joined us on Tuesday and dropped some real insight you might not have caught elsewhere. Big thanks to Gig Pod for sharing this footage, appreciate that, and I'm not entirely certain who asked the questions because I wasn't there in person. Still, I know Celts media was among those present. Doohan got straight into it. When asked what prompted his departure from Celtic originally, he explained that at the time, he felt he needed to leave in order to get more game time and gain the kind of experience that simply wasn't possible if he stayed put. He mentioned how valuable those years of regular first-team action were and how much they helped him mature, both as a player and as an individual. He described himself now as absolutely buzzing to be back within Celtics environment. For him, returning feels like the perfect time. The conversation naturally shifted to his role in the squad, especially in relation to Joe Hart and Vasilis Barkas. Doohan emphasized how pumped he is about training under Woodsy and alongside Barkas, and how determined he is not just to show up and go through the motions, but to push, fight for minutes and really stake his claim. He said he doesn't want to be on the sidelines, he wants to knock loud at the door and make it hard for anyone to ignore him. When asked what he'd learned during his time away, first at Aberdeen, then south of the border, he reflected on his stint at Pittodrie. He described that 2-year period playing consistently in the Scottish Premiership as pivotal. Even his experiences at clubs down south helped shape him, preparing him mentally and technically for a return to Celtic. He explained that when the call came, it was a no-brainer. He simply couldn't wait to come home. Doohan's recent Scotland debut also came up, and he couldn't hide his excitement. He told how everything seemed to happen all at once. He was on holiday, then got tapped up for the national team, earned his first cap, and then secured the Celtic signing. Insane couple of weeks, he smiled. He admitted it felt surreal to have everything fall into place so quickly. When asked about the qualities that stood out from the new crop of Celtic players he faced last season, he talked about the ruthlessness, the tempo, and the way the team attacks. He labeled them a top team and confessed he's itching to get stuck in. His enthusiasm was clear. The way he talked about playing alongside them gave a sense of how much he respects the work being done by Brendan Rodgers and the rest of the coaching staff. Then the topic shifted to the sad passing of Lisbon Lion legend John Kell, known affectionately as John K. Doohan, shared that he would often bump into the club icon at Lennoxtown during his first spell at Celtic. Watching him around the stadium was always a reminder of the club's proud history. He said he described hearing the news as devastating and said it hit him hard. Kell's presence and influence on generations are impossible to overstate. The interviewer dug deeper, asking how his time away shaped not just his game, but his mindset. In reply, Doohan reflected on the highs and lows, the personal growth, how spending time away from the familiar bubble taught him real resilience on and off the pitch. Despite the ups and downs, he emphasized that he wouldn't change anything, because all those experiences have led him back to where he always hoped to be, back at Celtic. Moving on, they spoke about the modern goalkeeper's role in Brendan Rodgers' system, which requires contribution to build up play as much as shot stopping. Doohan agreed it's a challenge he relishes. He said he feels ready to integrate into the team's forward-thinking, positive, and attack-minded style. He acknowledged he's at the stage in his career where he's constantly learning and he's determined to work hard every day to support the group. As for fitting back into the day-to-day environment, Ross admitted that while the place has evolved since his previous stint, there have been changes to the dressing rooms and facilities. Walking through those doors again and seeing familiar faces instantly brought back warm memories. He insisted the flow of everyday life at the club felt welcoming and familiar, and that he's more than ready to dive into the upcoming season's preparations. That wraps up Ross Doohan's segment of the conference. From his reflections on why he left and what he learned to his immediate impact with the Scotland national team, an emotional reaction to Celtic icon John Kell's passing, it's clear this signing carries weight. He's here to compete, to learn, and to contribute to an exciting project at a club he clearly holds dear. We'll keep a close eye on how he fits into the squad, especially in training and during non-competitive fixtures, but he's already sending the right signals. His hunger and gratitude feel genuine, which is exactly what you want from a player who's come home with something to prove. Stick around, because next up I've got all the latest updates on Alistair Johnston, who's been in the headlines after his Gold Cup exploits with Canada. Plus thoughts on Sean Maloney's new role in Celtic's player pathway, kickoff details for the club's preseason broadcast plans, and what might be next for left back Greg Taylor. More on that soon. He doesn't want Ty just train and sit back. He wants Ty knock on that door, make some noise and force the gaffer Ty take notice. That's the attitude ye love Ty here, and let's be honest, goalies need that extra bit o' steel. Ye can train like a machine, but still end up watching fray the sidelines if ye don't push hard enough. Doohan also chatted about his time at Aberdeen. To solid years where he got real minutes in the Scottish Premiership. He said those games helped him settle, helped him read the pace, the physicality, and the demands o' the top flight. Add Ty that his spell in England and he's clearly no short on experience anymore. When Celtic came Callan, he said it was a no-brainer, nigh hesitation, just excitement. That says it all. Then came the buzz o' the last few weeks, and what a spell it's been for the lad, out on holiday chillin', and suddenly the phone rings. Scotland Callop, first cap, back Ty Celtic. It's the stuff dreams are made of, and ye can tell it's no lost on him. He's living it and he kens how special this run has been. They also asked him about what it's like Ty play against this current Celtic side, since he faced them twice last season. He said the intensity stood out the most, the tempo, the press, the ruthlessness. For him, it's a team that knows how to play the right way. And now he's part o' it, he can't wait Ty dive in. He got asked as well about the sad news regarding John Yogi Hughes, one o' the Lisbon Lions. Doohan remembered seeing him around Lennox back in his early days, and ye could feel the respect in his voice. He said it was a real gut punch hearing about his passing, just a massive part o' the club's history, a proper legend. And that kind o' legacy is exactly what young players feel when they wear the shirt. It's no just a job, it's part o' something bigger. Then they spoke more generally about how his career path shaped him. Moving south, living on his own, getting through tough patches. He said it made him grow up fast. There were highs and lows, but he said he wouldn't change a thing. It all led him back here stronger than ever. That's the kind of mindset you want. Nigh regrets, just lessons learned. When the chat turned Ty how he fits into the way Celtic plays, building from the back, fast transitions, he was up for the challenge. Said he's here Ty learn, improve every day, and add Ty the squad style. He's no expectin' Ty walk into the 11, but he's here Ty compete. He gets it. Celtics know just about standing in goals and punting it. Ye need Ty be a full part o' the team, comfortable on the ball, switched on. And even though he's only been back a short time, he said the vibe at Lennox still special. A few changes here and there, new facilities, some new faces, but also plenty o' familiar ones. That made walking through that door feel like coming home, and now he's just ready Ty get going. So that's Ross Doohan, honest, focused, and clearly proud Ty be back, but there's more Ty get through today. Let's switch gears and talk about Alistair Johnston. The Canadian fullback's been macking headlines again, this time through a recent interview, where he opens up about his mental state, his physical load, and just how intense life as a Celtic player's been. Now ye might remember Johnston was given a wee bit o' time off at the end of the season. Brendan Rodgers gave him a break, and then he missed Canada's opener in the Gold Cup. Turns out there's a proper reason behind that. He got married this summer, and Canada manager Jesse Marsh gave him a bit o' personal time. Well deserved, Ty, be honest. From the Scottish Cup final, Ty, now the lads only had about a month off. And if ye look back at the past few years, Johnston's barely had a break. There's been the World Cup, Copa America, and now Ty back. Gold Cups. He's become what you'd call a year-round footballer. He's barely had time Ty breathe, and yet he's played nearly every match for Celtic and Canada in that stretch. I had a wee look at his appearances, and it's wild. Over 110 matches in just a couple of seasons. He only really missed time after a bad ankle knock near the end o' his first season. And aside from that, he's been Mr. Reliable. Played nearly every minute in the Champions League campaign. Missed just a couple league games around Christmas. And sat out a few cup ties. Other than that, he's always in the squad. But it's no just a physical toll. In that interview, Johnston talked about the mental side too. Life in Glasgow, getting recognized, constantly trying Ty live up Ty the pressure of being a Celtic player. At first he said he loved it, soaked it all in, but after 6 months it started Ty weigh on him. He felt his performances dropped, he was overwhelmed. And instead of brushing it off, he took action, got help from a sports psychologist, and moved house Ty somewhere quieter, more private. That's the side o' football you don't always see. We expect players Ty just deal with it, but the constant spotlight can be brutal. Fair play Ty him for being open about it. It takes guts Ty speak up and make changes for your own well-being. He also mentioned a mantra he lives by now: never get to high, never to low. said things are never as bad or as brilliant as they seem and it's about staying steady. He gave the example of Bayern Munich. Even when Celtic had a decent spell in that game, Bayern players still strutted about with confidence. That energy affects opponents. So he wants to bring that swagger to his own game and tie Celtic, especially since we're usually the favorites in Scotland. That mindset's exactly what this team needs. Cool heads, strong shoulders, and players who understand the psychological game just as much as the physical one. Johnston's clearly grown a lot in his time here, and his consistency's been a massive part of Celtic's success. Now let's talk about another key move behind the scenes. The appointment of Sean Maloney as the new professional player pathway manager. It might not be the flashiest headline, but it's a massive one for the club's future. Maloney's job worked closely with the academy, the B team, and the first team staff. Ty makes sure more young talent makes it all the way through. He'll be linking up with Paul Tisdale, Brendan Rodgers, Chris McCart, basically bridging the gap between youth football and senior level. And for me, this is exactly the type of move the club needed Ty make. Maloney knows the club inside out. He's been through the ranks himself, and he's got a coaching brain. Ty back it all up. He's no just here for show. He's here Ty deliver. He said as much himself. The goal is Ty get more academy lads into the first team. Simple as that. Celtic have maybe not been strong enough in that area in recent years. A few names have come through, sure, but there's been a drop-off. If Maloney can change that even slightly, then we're talking big benefits for the long term. Would be brilliant if the club actually shared a proper interview with him too. Something for Celtic TV. Fans want to know what the plan is, what the vision is. Maloney and Tisdale sitting down and explaining things would go a long way. Transparency's no weakness. It gets folk on board. But anyway, that's a whole other topic. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. There's a rumble echoing through the corridors of Scottish football this week, and it's coming straight out of Lanarkshire. Young prodigy Lennon Miller, long tipped as one of the brightest talents to come out of Motherwell's academy in recent memory, is said to be packing his bags for Glasgow's East End. Word has it that the 17-year-old midfield dynamo is on the cusp of becoming the newest addition to Celtic's engine room, and the Hoops faithful are already dreaming. No official statement has been made, not yet, at least, but those in the know are whispering that the Parkhead brass see Miller as more than just a long-term project. There's talk he could be the natural heir to the midfield mantle, a new heartbeat in green and white, someone to eventually fill the boots of legends past. He's been described as composed beyond his years, with a passing range that belies his age, and the kind of vision that catches the eye of both fans and scouts alike. Some insiders say the move's been in the works for months, with Celtic scouts reportedly shadowing the lad closely through last season. And while Motherwell fans might be gutted at the thought of losing such a gem, few would deny him the chance to step up to one of Scotland's giants if the deal does go through. It could be a landmark moment, not just for Miller, but for a Celtic midfield looking to blend youthful energy with established quality. Could Lennon Miller be the next big thing to light up Celtic Park? Could he, perhaps, become the beating heart of the next great hoop side? Time will tell. For now, it's all whispers and winks, but one thing's for sure, if the rumors prove true, Celtic might just have secured the future of their midfield. Hello. Fan, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.